Now on to the main event. This is what a lot of us are here for this evening, as we're going to hear from some of these wonderful guys who are graduating. So if I can just welcome Anna and Stephen up first. Give them a clap.
Anna wants that, not me.
You can do it. We're also going to be hearing from Zach, Sam and Anton, but over to Anna and Stephen. You're going to have to speak.
Oh, you take that one. I'm not going to say very much, only to introduce the wonderful Stephen, who is graduating today. Unfortunately, you don't have Alex, your recovery worker, so you'll have to put up with me. He tells me that you know what you're going to say. Please tell me you know. Okay.
No idea.
Stephen, tell us a little bit about where you came from before you came to Yeldall Manor. Where did you? You're not from the south, are you? From the north?
Northwest.
Yeah. So tell us. Put the mic up a bit nearer so we can hear.
I brought up in the northwest, a town called Bury. I started sniffing gas when I was 12 years old. There were no consequences. I enjoyed it. That's why I got into drugs. I loved them. You know, I thought they were the answer to everything. They gave me the confidence to talk to girls, the confidence to put a brave face on. But in the end, they robbed me of all that. I spent 30 years sticking needles in my arms every day. Well, not just my arms, everywhere. Just trying to escape from real life because I couldn't deal with it. I tried many times to stop, and I just could not do it at all. Been in prison. I'm ashamed to say I don't even know how many times I've been in prison because it was just part of the job. You know, went offending, drugs, jail, carried on using drugs while I'm in jail. I ended up in a prison in Preston. I was in there for 5 years. In all that time, Yeldall Manor had never been, I'd never heard of it. And I got a slip under my door one day saying it was Yeldall Manor presentation. I had no idea what it was, but I got a morning off work with pay, so I went. That was the only reason I went. And Chris, who I owe my life to, I really do. But truly, I know God put him there that day. Because I weren't going to rehab at all. I was just going to carry on to the end, you know, because that's all my life was. But somebody said that day, I didn't say a word while I was there. I didn't say a word when I got to Yeldall, did I, at first? But, yeah, someone said that day that planted a seed in my head, and someone kept taking me back to the brochure, and they asked me drug worker to get me an application for Yeldall. I filled it in, and I prayed, and I know my mum prayed as well. And somebody were listening because I got in there. Yeah, and I've just been loved back to life. The staff are amazing. Just little things, Chris putting his hand on my shoulder, it might not even realise it, but it meant so much, you know, just that little, just to hold on to, you know what I mean? I've got so many people to say thank you to the staff, Shadows, Luke, Scott, not you, Charlie. No, all the lads, you know what I mean? It is a family, it truly is. If you'd have told me 12 months ago that I'd be going to church every Sunday with two of the other lads that come from the same sort of background as me, you know what I mean? All three of us would have probably laughed at you, but we wouldn't miss it for the world now, you know what I mean? It's part of my life. And I've got some peace in my life. Where it's come from, only he knows. I don't, but I've got some in my life. And it's not just me that's recovered, it's my family, my mum and my stepdad. I don't like calling him stepdad because he means so much more to me than that. Yeah, life's completely different. Yeah, no, it's the best thing I ever did. It weren't easy. The people used to say it's a beautiful program. I didn't find it a beautiful program. I didn't. It was hard work. When I first got there, I wanted to go back to prison because I can live in prison and I know the rules. You know what I mean? I can get by. But being vulnerable and being honest and bearing your soul. But I've realised that by asking for help and being honest, your life gets a whole lot easier and people help you. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say.
Wow.
I'm too emotional.
Well, yeah. I'm just really glad that you hear a little bit of what we experience so frequently. We learn every day. I learn so much from the men at Yeldall Manor every single day. Their wisdom, their vulnerability, their courage to be real is really, really inspiring. So thank you for sharing so bravely to everyone here a bit of your story.
Yeah, if you support Yeldall, please carry on, because it saved my life. You know what I mean? It saved a few of my mates' lives. Mm-hmm. It's an amazing place.
Yeah. It gives me great pleasure to say congratulations, Stephen, for completing the Yeldall Manor programme.
Thank you very much.
Well done. Straight on.
Wow, it's quite loud. What a fantastic testimony. So it's great for me to be standing up here, because it's a long time since I got a chance to graduate someone. So I'm so pleased to welcome and graduate Zach. Where is he? Come on, mate. So we talked earlier. There was a question that I practiced and rehearsed, but we're not going to use that now, which was about triggers and what you've done to work on it. But it's really, the question is, what's it been like? What have you had to come to terms with? What's it?
I'd say like the main thing for me when I came into treatment was that firstly, it wasn't the kind of first time coming into some sort of treatment. I've been involved with Turning Point, local practices in the council back in Wiltshire where I'm from, housing projects down in Devon that I lived at when I was homeless. I wasn't ready to surrender to my addiction. There was a lot of learning that had to go on whilst I was at Yeldall. And when I got accepted, I quickly realised that the people here and the people that come before me, how much effort you have to put into it and how much you have to change your life. So it was realising, that I didn't know best. I always thought that I'd be able to stop my addiction, and I thought that I could run on self-will, and that wasn't the case. So yeah, it's kind of the main thing that I had to learn, was to let other people into my life that did know another way out, because clearly my way wasn't working. Yeah. Thank you.
And just what's happening with you now? What's going on now?
You tell me. I'm still at Yeldall. I was going to move to another move on house, Hope and Vision. Changed my mind. I'm now staying at Yeldall till the end of June. I've applied for a personal training course, which has been funded amazingly by Yeldall, so thank you for that, for the deposit. And I'm so grateful for that. But that starts in May, running through to November. So that's kind of a long-term plan. I'm working, I'm driving again after finishing rehab in December. The things are coming together, I'm connecting with my family, my peers, and rebuilding relationship with myself mainly, trying to learn who I am, managing ADHD and things like this, someone who knows me very well. And it's amazing, because I'm actually doing things that I never did during my addiction, like getting a new diagnosis and getting into treatment again for ADHD. That's been fast-tracked because I'm present, because I can do it, because I'm sober, So there's positive things going on everywhere I go.
Thank you. I mean, Anna mentioned there about how, we learn from the guys, but Zach has been on a journey, and it's been like finding out a bit. For me, I'm learning, I'm reading, we're learning together, but learning so much from this guy, and it's been a privilege to kind of walk alongside you.
Thank you.
And it is my pleasure to be able to graduate you today. You've done fantastically well, Zach.
Thanks so much. Cheers.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Folks, welcome Brad and Sam.
while Sam's making his way to the front, I'd like to invite one of my ex-colleagues and friend, Leo, to come to the front. Leo shared Sam's journey with him for the first 6 months while Sam was in the Manor. Leo was his key worker, and then you moved on to Hope and Vision. And I don't feel I can share this glory alone, because you worked equally hard working with Sam and encouraging him along the way. So I'd like you just to thank you for coming up with me. Sam, it's a great honor and privilege to graduate you tonight. So just a couple of questions for you. First off, what was it that brought you to Yeldall? In other words, what was life like prior to the days at Yeldall Manor?
It's kind of life wasn't going very well, really, in lots of ways. Definitely didn't go the way I thought, like when I was younger. I kind of grew up going to church and had like a faith from a young age, but then just kind of lost sight of it for various reasons as time went on, and just could never really cope with life, really. Just whenever like things got like too difficult or stressful, just kind of like give up and like. But then as I got older, kind of moving in, falling in with like a bad group of people and who use drugs and alcohol, and I started doing it as well and found it as kind of the perfect way just to shut your brain off and just like the feelings, and it was like I didn't really want to do anything else after that, and it was just kind of like become like a safe place where you could just pretend that life wasn't happening. That it just became like a coping mechanism that just became worse and worse and worse. Really, like it started off. Main addiction was just mainly cannabis, but then kind of then become alcohol as well, and I could see like lost and then got into gambling as well, just to like add another one on top.
It's chaos upon chaos.
Yeah, and like lost 3 jobs. Like many credit cards like maxed out, and and like for trying for years and years to stop and not wanting to live that way anymore, but like powerless to do anything about it, no matter what I tried. So in the end, just one day, just got just so sick of my lifestyle that I was prepared to do whatever it took to make a change, really, and also to get the faith back, relationship back with God, which was the only times in my life where really I made any progress or things went well, was when that was like the main reason to come into Yeldall as well, to reconnect there, really.
And that ties into my second question, because Leo and I both know that faith plays a huge part of your life, and that was on the back burner during your time of addiction. How did faith play a role in your recovery at Yeldall, and how's it going for you now, looking forward into the future?
I think just kind of, just like getting back into the Bible and kind of finding self-worth in God, rather than trying to escape to different cross addictions all the time to cope with things. And I think the Bible describes God as he's like a merchant that found a pearl in a field, and he sold everything he had and gave everything away, all just to get that pearl that was of great value. And that's how God sees all of us, and he that's how much he values me and every one of us, that he would give everything for me. So when you start seeing yourself as God sees you, you know, there's no room for like self-hatred or anything, because, you know, someone will always love you and will always be there for you, you know.
That's beautiful. And thanks very much, Finn, for sharing that with us. As one of our much-loved residents and gentle souls on the program, I'm going to ask Leo, won't you hand to Sam his certificate as we congratulate you on your graduation today. Well done, Sam. If I can invite our next, Anna's up again, Anton.
I'm now going to welcome our youngest graduate for the evening, Anton.
Hello.
I had the very great pleasure of key working Anton at Yeldall Manor, and I think it's fair to say, Anton, that when you arrived at Yeldall, you weren't as dapper as you are looking this evening.
I was.
I think that when you arrived, you were quiet and you were shy and you were nervous, I think. Is that fair to say?
I was nervous, yeah. I mean, I'd come from a place... I'd been in a previous rehab prior to coming into Yeldall. We alcoholics, we don't cope with change very well. And I'd recently moved to my daughter's place to be with her. And I found that change very difficult. She's here tonight. And yeah, I found it very difficult. I started drinking again. I came into Yeldall on the back of being admitted into hospital and doing a detox. So I was in a bit of a poor state. Yeah, I'm so grateful to have gone through the program.
So do you want to just say a little bit about your time at Yeldall?
Yeah, I think one of the main things that I take away from being at Yeldall, it was giving me the chance to step back and sort of review my life and see where it's gone wrong, what I can do about it. And yeah, Yeldall has been brilliant. It's been brilliant for that, for giving me that opportunity, which, you know, quite honestly, a lot of people don't get that opportunity to do. And so I'm really grateful for Yeldall for that. And I'd just like to say here and now, thank you for everyone who sails in the good ship Yeldall, and God bless you all. Yeah, so yeah, that's given me the great opportunity, and I'm really grateful.
And do you want to say anything else about where you've moved on to and how you're doing at the moment?
I think one of the good things about Yeldall is part of the program we do voluntary work, and I do some voluntary work in Reading, feeding the homeless, and the other voluntary work I love, is working at the Aged Concern in Twyford, where I'm actually the youngest person there, so which makes me feel really good. I really enjoy that. I get on great with my old ladies, as I call them. Yeah, there was one more thing I wanted to say. When I came into Yeldall, I didn't want to be here. Not here. I didn't want to be at Yeldall. I thought I could, you know, go out and sort of not have to sort of go through that whole rehab stuff again. But one thing changed my mind, and it was something that Chris Wood said. When I came to Yeldall, and I had an interview sometime, I think it was about November, and I remember something that Chris said to me, which changed my mind about coming to Yeldall. He said, "Anton, let's see if we can do something about taking away that sadness in your eyes." And I remembered that, and that was really important to me. So sadness has gone. I realise that I can take that sadness back any time I want if I choose to drink again. So I choose not to drink today. Thank you.
Brilliant. Whew. Anton, it gives me great pleasure to give you this and in your completion of the Yeldall programme. Well done.
Spell my name right as well.